process of reality to create a mind, an emotion, and a body to live the emotion and the mind would be the same process that we have to reach in order to understand that we are our own creators. So that is why if the spirit create a portal, the soul create the constellation, the idea of this portal of information, and the body see the stars, the planets, and the realms of reality. So in order to get again to the spirit, the humans, the conscious beings, has to put those energies again into the realms and the suns and the planets and everything and the stars, the constellations, so we could understand the main concepts and ideas that made them being created, the emotions that creation moves, so they could understand the concept behind of that, so they could reach the spirit. And that is the process of Trinity. The process of Trinity is the vibration creating energy in order to create matter, and then the matter trying to understand the energy so it can rule the vibration, the spiritual world. This is created in trinities, the trinities of reality, the process in which the spirit and the body are bounded in the evolutionary path through all these realities that are creating us constantly. This was a project created in the sixth dimension through the geometry. So that is why it's easier for us to understand these processes through the triangles of these 12 aspects of the self. In every galaxy we have these 12 aspects, but they move and they transform itself. Like here on Earth, our own lives are transformed every time. Imagine the theory of the continents moving around the planet. Through millions of years, the continents start to split, to move, and to transform the coast, mountains, sea, deserts. So in billions of years, the planet was shaping the shapes of the continents, so we now can understand that we have 7 continents, 5 biggest oceans, and we can name them. But through the time, they were only one. The unity of them was Pangaea, and the unity of the water, Panthalassa. And these two concepts, the positive and the negative, is exactly the same as we understand the universe. Then this universe, from positive and negative, the water and earth, start to split in many others. So the continents needed thousands of years to appear, to create the shapes that we know today. So the same happened in the galaxy. Thousands and billions and eons of time needed to create the shapes that we now understand, like the 12 constellations. So through time, the stars were moving, the arms of the galaxy were moving. So the evolution of how we understand the divine in the universe also was evolving. When we have only one star, we can relate with God. But when we can see thousands and billions of stars that are gathering in groups that connect with the main ideas of God, what we can see is that we have many aspects to cover in order to understand the self. For example, in our planet, we have only one sun and only one moon. And that creates also a duality for our beings. This is not like that in every planet. For example, in Sirius, we have 2 suns, and at the moment one of them was setting, the other one was rising. So we kind of had a lot of light during the whole time, and we had 5 moons that reflected the light of those suns. So we kind of have not much time of darkness, and that made us to understand that we don't need this perspective of duality. And that is why the beings evolving those planets are aware of a lot of things that we are not, because we need to go to sleep and we need to wake up. Those beings that are aware of how to bring the sun during the whole period of spinning of its planet, had evolved in order to be aware constantly, all the time. So we don't have the concept of a group that represents the dark and the light. So that is why many of those beings can't understand our way of seeing the reality between light and darkness.